Jay has always been our blue ninja and the master of lightning, but ever since the beginning of Ninjago, there's always been a pretty noticeable inconsistency between him and the physical Ninjago products. It started out with the NRG minifigures to represent the ninja's true potential. For some reason, he had some yellow mixed in with the blue to represent his pure elemental form, which in the show was clearly white and blue. There wasn't a shred of yellow in it. However, at the time, it was fine and could be passed off as a cool creative decision, since Cole was using this pinkish hue, which we didn't see in the show either. A couple years later, we got a trans yellow Technoblade for him, so this is future editing me coming back to fix something. Originally, this next segment of the video was about Jay's Technoblade being trans yellow and how it made sense, because I thought the Technoblades weren't exactly made to represent the ninja's powers, since while Zane's and Kai's might have been on point, Cole's was green, and his powers aren't usually represented in green. But as I was editing, I was reminded the Technoblades very much channeled an aspect of each ninja's elemental power, including Cole's, whose power just happened to glow green at the time. Which, so long as the sets and shows are consistent, I don't really mind. Jay's Technoblade was never yellow in the show. It glowed blue to represent his powers. I guess I was gaslit into thinking it was yellow in the show. He seemed to be the only one to get that inconsistency between the show and sets. The next season we would see his Electromech shoot transparent yellow studs to represent electricity. The season after seemed to have an improvement because Jay's Aeroblade was yellow in the products and it glowed yellow in the show to represent his power. Which, whether it makes sense or not, since his powers were never that color outside the Aeroblade, doesn't matter too much for me. I just appreciate the show accuracy more, to be honest. Fast forwarding over the years, we would get a couple spinners and power-up forms like Forbidden Spinjitzu J that used that trans yellow to represent his powers, which again, it was clear in the show that his powers were always blue. Why did this inconsistency exist? My main theory is that with Zane and Nia in the mix using blue in their color schemes to represent their powers, Jay was always the go-to to give off some variation. Imagine you had all the Forbidden Spinjitzu spinners. It would feel just a bit repetitive to have 3 spinners using blue and 3 characters with the flaming blue head. To be honest, over the entirety of Ninjago, I haven't really minded it, but the lack of consistency with the show kind of makes me not want to buy his spinner sets sometimes. It's a small thing that set me off over these years. But with new promotional material for the new season of Ninjago Dragons Rising, Season 2, Part 2, and a little of Part 1 of the season, we know that Jay finally has yellow in the show, and I love it. The best part is it combines the blue and yellow lightning, just like his core suit color scheme, and the color scheme of most of his new generation spinners. So far, without having seen the new season, I love the look of it a lot more, and I'm happy that this issue, while pretty small, is non-existent now. We haven't seen him do Spinjitzu yet, but I bet it's going to have that mix of colors as well. And if that's true, I'm extremely excited for his future. That's all for this video discussing Jay's power finally becoming consistent with the product line. We actually made a video discussing this issue a long time ago, and I never expected for LEGO to solve it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.